Welcome everyone to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live YouTube streaming video podcast by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans. And today we're going to be continuing our episodic review of Star Wars Andor with episode 5 of season 1, The Axe Forgets.
Yeah. What were your initial thoughts on this thing?
When are they going to kiss?
What?
Like either him and what the fuck is his name? Sorry, I'm looking through it right now. Whatever. The guy that pulled a knife on him, like either they're gonna kill each other or they're gonna kiss. I don't know which is gonna happen first.
That's what you took away.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of tension between the two.
There's definitely a lot of tension.
Yeah.
I can think of a few ways of relieving said tension. Yeah, my first thought, initial thought of after watching this was just like, this is the greatest goddamn Star Wars show ever made. Like,
I agree.
I am like so in love with this fucking show. I don't like I come from a world of like politics and like that's just sort of my bread and butter. That's why I love Game of Thrones so much. It's nothing but political fucking drama, and I never thought Star Wars would go down that route. You know, the prequels were they touched on politics a little bit too much for some people. You know, the fan base sort of like initially divided at that point. But this is next level shit, and it is so good. It's like a thriller or something.
Yeah.
Ugh, love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's giving us a side of Star Wars that we haven't seen other than from Rogue One. So it's like the perfect continuation of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's building on top. Like Rogue One was the way I see it is very isolated. It was just these characters in this situation doing this sort of amazing thing ultimately. But this is like bouncing around between different groups of people. We're getting a little bit of Empire perspective, a little bit of Rebel Alliance perspective, a little bit of, you know, people trying to build the rebellion perspective, and, you know, people scorned by the Empire and emasculated by their mother.
Yes, holy shit.
I feel so bad for that dude.
That dude, yeah, I never thought I'd say I'd feel bad for him because he just seems like a cunt. But
yeah,
God, now I understand why he's a cunt.
He was driven to it.
Yeah.
You have to be driven to cunt status, I think. It's not a natural
I think so too.
Occurrence.
It's very few people are born that way. Most are made that way. I'm pretty sure his mom, she was born that way.
Yeah. I think that was wasn't that like a song from like fucking Lady Gaga? You were born that way, cunt? Like something like that? I think it was
that sounds about right.
All right, so this is directed by Susanna White, written by Dan Gilroy, the creator's brother, and released September 28 on Disney Plus. Let's walk through this a little bit because it was a setup episode, but it had so much compounded into it that made me excited. I actually had watched some reviews and some people were complaining that it didn't actually have a lot of like action or fulfillment in it. It just felt like a setup, but I didn't mind it at all.
That's the thing, like all these episodes are like that, and that's fine. Like it's the fucking journey. It's not because we know how it ends. We all saw that years and years ago how this shit ends. So it doesn't matter. They can take their time getting to the end of this specific story. And that's the thing I always end up seeing people bitching about is like, oh, it's too much story building. It's like, you're fucking dumb. Go watch a Marvel movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like even looking at the show notes, it is a very scant story, but there's so much just atmosphere to it. Like, and that's what I love about this show. Like, I can just watch them talk or watch a fire, and I'm like, yeah, this is good fucking TV.
It is. That aspect of it, I think, is a little bit strange because when we think of Star Wars, traditionally we do think of those sort of Flash Gordon, you know, serials where it's supposed to be this sci-fi thing and there's like a bunch of action and stuff, and then it, you know, talks about the hero's journey ultimately in the back side of it, and it's supposed to, you know, present morals to a younger audience. But this is very, very different. This is directed towards adults, and it's speaking to them as adults rather than as fans or rather than as children. Like it's addressing, and that's not to say that it doesn't throw in an insane amount of Easter eggs, because it
Hmm.
certainly does, and it does it
Definitely does.
very subtly. And you can argue whether it's subtle or not because there's a whole shop devoted to it. But it's subtle because it's not the focus of the
Hmm.
show. The
Yeah,
focus of the show is definitely the drama, the inter-character drama, and that is, and
definitely.
like even so much as Mon Mothma trying to have a conversation with her daughter
Jesus, man.
and her shit heel fucking husband just sitting there like a big lump of shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're bad people. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't understand why people are hating on I guess the pacing of this shit, because like this episode in particular, it starts off like feet running.
mhm.
Like as soon as it hits the ground. I mean, he wakes up and he's like, "Shit, where's my shit?" And
Yeah.
it's like immediately he's getting ready to fight with somebody, and there's fucking, oh wait, never mind, the weapons pulled, that's after. But yeah, like it's like he's getting ready to do some shit, and then they have a deep moment of, "Yeah, I noticed you're looking at my tattoos.
Yeah,
You
you know
like
what this
that
means?
one? You know what that means?" And I guess I'm just dumb because dumb slash I couldn't hear over the shit that was going on at my house today. But I didn't hear what the tattoos were from, or if he even explained what they were from.
He did explain it. It was like a kid's home. Like it was basically like
Oh,
juvie.
okay.
Is At
Gotcha.
least that's the inference I got from it. But they both knew about it, and so they both
Hmm.
understood that, oh, you suffered as a kid, and we relate on that level, which is why it struck me so hard later on when he ended up stealing his bag and finding the
Hmm.
kyber crystal, or like ripping it off of his neck because he didn't trust
Hmm.
him, and causing that sort of rift. And I think that's the real beauty of this particular episode, but arguably this season so far of this film, or this series, is
Yeah.
that we're getting a real minutia paranoia setting
Hmm.
in. It starts very broad, and I'm going to make a parallel to Psycho because that's kind of how I'm seeing it at this moment. It starts very broad with these two people just wanting to have a relationship, be in love in Psycho. And then
Hmm.
how do they get to the point where they can actually be together? And the protagonist in the show, or for the first half of the show, she sees this opportunity to steal a bunch of money, and then that leads her down this avenue of paranoia and ultimately murder and death and despair. And in this,
Spoiler. I've never seen
sorry,
it.
sorry guys, people die in Psycho. So in this show, we're getting this. He's offered money in order to join this organization for this one mission in
Mhm.
order to get out forever. This is his one get out of jail free card, and he's going to take it. But that means he has to navigate the minutia of this already established, already connected, very tight unit. And that means that he is immediately, one, on the out, that he's
Yeah.
never going to be able to ingratiate himself if he doesn't open up, and be 100% honest with his teammates. But also, if he does, then that also sets him out. So he's in
Hmm.
an impossible situation doing what not only he thinks is right, but what the people behind the scenes think is actually best for the mission, which is
Yeah.
what ultimately could end up destroying the mission.
Right.
It's,
Which is
it's,
what comes out.
it's so goddamn good. How do you not love this stuff? Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it kills me. So we start on Aldami. Aldani, where Clem hides his past. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just that entire setup where he realizes his bag is missing. Is he super crazy possessive about his belongings because he grew up the way he did? Or is it because I did see the nodding there. Or is it because he's worried about being found out? About he's here for the money when everyone else is here for the cause?
Well, it's like realistically, what's going to be on his person other than the crystal? And even then, that's still arguable that that would be his sign that he's there for the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would imagine it's just the fact that that's how he grew up. That's how he spent his childhood, was not having anything and having to fight for what he had.
Yeah. I love it so much because we're getting this rich character development that I never expected out of a Star Wars
Hmm.
show in any way. Like, you can watch any of the films, and yeah, we see Luke Skywalker go from a farmhand to a hero of the galaxy. We
Hmm.
see Anakin Skywalker start as a slave and go to this dominating presence in the prequel series. I never thought we'd get the character drama that we have right now in
Yeah.
Andor. I mean, I remember like hearing about Andor in development. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, that's gonna be stupid as shit. Like, I like spy thrillers. Okay, that's great, but it's Star Wars. That's not really Star Wars, and I don't know. I guess I'll watch it because it's Star Wars, but I'm not really gonna be caring. This is the greatest goddamn thing that we've ever gotten.
Yeah. See, the funny thing is for me, like, I only gave a shit because I'm like, yeah, we're going to get K2SO.
Yeah.
We're going to get those two on wacky missions and shit. I thought it was going to be fun as shit, like a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
And this is the polar opposite of that. And you know what? I'm not complaining at all.
It's just insane. And it's even tense, and the music is amazing. The fucking cinematography is stellar. The environments are unbelievable and different. Like, it feels like a galaxy. That's what's so great.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, God, it doesn't feel like, you know, everything's set in a volume and you're just contained in this little mime box like every other goddamn Star Wars show so far. I got to be honest, this is setting a whole new bar.
Yeah.
In Mandalorian Season 3, I'm really excited for, but it's got a lot to live up to.
It really does. Like, and I mean, that's one of those shows that every time it's like, oh man, it's not going to be as good. It outshines itself. So yeah, having this to contend with, I'm really excited to see where it goes.
For sure. So ultimately, Cassian admits to why he's there, and this ruffles feathers, but they realize they don't even know how to fly the goddamn ship off planet.
Oh my god, and that was the best fucking part. They're all explaining. He's like, wait, you don't know? What do you mean you don't fucking know? Why are you asking me? Just answer the question. No, you answer the fucking question. Yeah, that was...
You're giving me shit, but you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
So why are you giving me shit? He's like, I don't even care if it's your idea. Just say it was your idea, but I'm fucking piloting.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what to do. Just fucking take over.
It was so... Oh, the whole god... And then when we got that one kid who's like a true believer talking about his manifesto and breaking down why he's here and how 40 atrocities can hide one real, terrible atrocity. It was just like so resonant with not only our real world, historically, recent history, but also just the idea of a cause, believing in guerrilla warfare tactics because you're working against impossible odds that you will squash and silence you at any moment. Like you have no other choice, ultimately. And I love how each character sees it so differently. It's not like everyone has the same badge and we're like, we are all in line with the, this version of the Republic or the rebellion. I'm sorry. No, they all have different views of what that means.
Yeah.
And that's so realistic, but so beautiful too, because ultimately it comes down to personal experience, the atrocities that you witnessed and why you're here and what that means to you. What does standing up against the Empire actually mean? And what are you trying to get out of it? And it's so much more complex than rebellion versus fucking Empire.
Right. Well, and that's the nice thing. Like up until this show, like really we haven't gotten anything other than, what we understand as the rebellion and like Saw Gerrera's version of the rebellion. Yeah. Like that's really all we've seen, and they've talked about other Splinter Cells, but we really haven't experienced anything. And this is what I would imagine a real rebellion is built like. It's just some fucking people out in the sticks that are like, I'm fucked. Whatever, fuck these guys. I'm either gonna take them out or I'm gonna fucking leave a pretty corpse on their lawn.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So then we split over to where are we going to go next? Vel splits off with the rebellion, Rebel Sintra, and the team leaves Tamarin to lead others as part of the heist plan. What? Oh yeah, so they actually like move into position in order to wait for the. Well, okay, can I ask you this? When they finally moved in position right outside that Imperial base, and they lit the torch, and they were just like waving it like crazy. On the middle of a dark night hill. Just like, what are you doing? That's insane.
Yeah, light a fire, because that makes sense, because there's farmers out in the woods and shit. But, like, that's clearly a fucking signal of some shit's going to go down. Like, why wouldn't you just like, oh shit, my fire, I should probably put this out. And it's only lit for a bit. But, yeah, that's just like, might as well have, like, fucking laser Morse code or something.
Yeah. And then even when the team leader said, all right, put it out, motherfucker kept waving.
Yeah.
Like he was at a pride parade. Like, put the shit down, dude. Right. We get it. You're special. Okay, you're fucking special. Fuck. You're going to fucking tell everyone we're here. Oh, I was like panicking when I was watching it, yelling at the TV.
Right, I was just waiting to hear a blaster go off.
Yes. Or like hear the TIE fighter engines. Oh god, it was giving me fucking panic.
Right, or when that TIE did do a flyover over their camp.
That was amazing.
God, that was beautiful.
Oh, that was so good because not only are they, they're posing as I don't know what shepherds. Like, who fucking believes this group of randos are shepherds? Like they didn't even have their fucking flock there, did they?
Yeah, but they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they set that up when he first sat down on Aldhani. Was that there are still some random farmers that are like, nah, this is what we've done for generations. We're still doing it.
The whole time I was just thinking, all right, so Maverick's in that TIE fighter, right? He's doing a flyby. 100% this is a Top Gun in Star Wars. He's just fucking with people. He's like, oh, I'm going to fuck with these farmers real quick.
I mean, what the fuck else is he going to do?
On this shitty, boring fucking flyby mission. He's like, no one's here but fucking farmers. I do think the most important part of this entire episode is to confirm that those were definitely goats and not Nerfs because they have 6 horns, which was
clarified. I meant to write that down, but I did notice that too.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's even cooler, but but oh well, who cares?
Damn it! I thought somebody was breeding mini Nerfs.
Bullshit. They have mini fucking horses. Why not have mini Nerfs? They got mini Dobermans. Fuck. Give me a mini Nerf, people. That's all I ask in life. Mini Nerf. I really loved the imperial sort of fucking just the machinations between their spy on the inside and him trying to placate the soldiers that are really excited to see this once in a lifetime event. And how they wanted to really go out there, but they didn't actually do their job of painting what he told them to paint. He's like, I want to be a dickhead officer, which is expected of me because I'm Imperial, but I also don't want to deny them this option. So when they sort of push back a little bit, he's like, all right, just make sure it's done before the fucking bigwigs come in and you can go see the light show and stuff. It's just, that would have never flied in my military experience, ever. Like, you would have just lost out on the opportunity. I worked with just assholes the whole time I was in. So I was just like, that's unrealistic. You should be more of a dick, you dick.
Right. Honestly, that was my thought. It's like, man, he should be a lot bigger of a dick to these assholes. Like, you get a direct order from a superior. You listen to that motherfucker, or you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
Not, we didn't paint because we want to see the stars. Like, fucking Christ. You'll get to see the goddamn stars if you do your job.
Yeah. I'd hate to tell the men that they can't see it. Well, maybe they should have done their fucking job. Right?
There's a novel idea.
Or when he goes on top of the dam and he sees the dude just sort of like gazing like an idiot off of the fucking view. He's like, pretty good view, right? And the dude starts talking shit about the fucking people that they've literally like exterminated ostensibly. Like how shitty they are for fucking showing up. And he's just like, yeah, they suck. Okay. He's like, just a couple more hours and I can be out of this shit. Like, I don't know. I thought there was going to be a moment of that Imperial, like, sort of opening up to him about doubts about the Imperial Army. Instead, he just sort of doubled down in a weird way. And he was like, all right, get your ass back in your fucking box. You got to do your fucking job. And I don't know. Like, the whole thing is starting to feel like a little bit of panic on the informant's part, the inside guys. I feel bad that I don't have his damn name. But how he's on the inside and he's like, look, I've got to still play this role that I've worked up to of being this Imperial officer. But in a matter of hours, I'm going to be helping rebels raid and steal the pay of everyone here and in a quarter of the goddamn galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be so stressful. And I kind of felt the weight a little bit hanging on him.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it was, you could see he was trying so hard to be business as usual, but it was just like somebody was grinding him down the whole time.
Yeah, it's so good. Then we, of course, go back to Coruscant where Edie Karn is emasculating her son Cyril.
God damn.
Trying to get him a job with his uncle.
Yeah, It's got to be like some mob shit. It has to be the way she's talking
Dude, I
about it.
don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like a jeweler or something. He's like, I know best what is good for you, son. Huh? You want to be high and mighty investigator. Well, we know you're not caught up for that. So how about you come over here and you look at these gems, huh? Like it's gonna be some shitty dude. Like he's like owns a bunch of limousine business or something. Like he's like, you could be a driver for me. I have this limousine business I built from ground up. You know, like some immigrant like story about, you know, why they're so closed-minded is because they had to work for every goddamn penny they got and they had to fight the whole way up. And he doesn't understand why his uppity nephew is trying to be some grandiose kid when he comes from these humble roots. Like that's the vibe I'm getting, which I really love.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Cyril.
Well,
I don't even want to say poor Cyril. He's a dick.
Every goddamn thing that his mom does to him, it just takes him down another peg. Like giving him cereal and then pouring his milk for him and then pushing fruit at him. It's like, God damn, she straight up thinks he's still a child.
Yeah. Fucking cereal. Just.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like Fruit Loops. Like, what the fuck are you doing to this dude? He's a grown man who had a good job, who fucked it up, yes, but he's still like, he's pretty good at what he does. He found the connections and he searched, and he still has that hollow vid of Cassian spinning around. I think he might jerk off to that.
Yeah, probably. Like he cuts his palm and then uses that to.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that's a way to do it.
I mean, spit or blood, your choice, right?
You need lube. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about Mon Mothma for a second because I want to get past the blood jerking off.
Yeah. God, dude, just every interaction we've ever had with her, it's always been like she's some just God, I don't even know how to put it. Like she's just on a whole other level than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like not that she's, a cocky asshole or anything. It's just that she understands her place in the galaxy and she doesn't take any shit and she sticks with it. So seeing this behind the scenes stuff of her interacting with her family and them just being, rich cunts, like, God, it is just so disheartening to see. Yeah. It's like, no wonder why she just abandoned everything and went to the rebellion. I would too. Fuck them.
I identified with her when her daughter was talking back to her. I was like, oh my gosh, that's my life. Fuck. Like the thing is she's trying to manage too much for one person, with the responsibilities that she has. She's a senator, she's a wife, she's a mother, and she's starting to start a rebellion. Like, that's just too much for any one person to handle. And you're seeing it reflected in the way that her family reacts to her and ultimately what she expects out of her family, because she's trying to get them to be like, hey, look, business is as usual. Just act normal, for fuck's sake. And they're like, you are an absent goddamn partner in this fucking relationship we all have together. How about you be present? And she's like, I can't be present because there's a goddamn war that's about to happen. It's so good. But she's doing such a good job of keeping under wraps so far. I want to see her, she sort of exploded a little bit at her husband. I want to see her kind of lose her shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to see her pistol whip him.
It has to. Oh, jeez, if that could. Oh, fuck. Thing is, like, we know that there's that dinner party coming up because they showed it in the trailer. I can't wait. It's got to be next episode. It's got to be. It's going to be so good because it's just going to be filled with like hate glances and just like animosity brewing, and it's probably going to be like the divorcing signal ultimately.
I fucking hope so.
Do you think she's married in like New Hope era?
No, I don't know. Like, I don't think so.
I kind of want her to stab her husband in the face.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a douche. Like, he knows her politics, and clearly his don't match up, or he doesn't care, one of the two.
I think it's he doesn't care.
It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Why would you marry someone so flippant? If you are truly, so concerned about the state of the galaxy. I mean, he's a senator too, isn't he?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't either. We gotta look this up. Help us out, people.
Yeah,
I see Marv as partner. I don't see fucking. All right, I don't see it on this quick scan. We're gonna figure this out sometime.
Maybe. I'm not.
Oh, here it is.
seeing...
Perrin Fertha. Yeah, he is a senator,
Yeah,
but I
Perrin
don't
Fertha
know at
is-
what level compared to Mon Mothma. Because it says
I'm just
she's
seeing that
Imperial
he's,
Senate, but he's Senate. I don't know what that means. Is it like a planetary Senate? I don't know.
Where are
Anyway.
you seeing that?
I have it highlighted in our doc here. So right underneath Mon Mothma,
Oh, yeah,
it's Perrin
gotcha.
Fertha.
Huh.
So
'Cause I was
Perrin
looking
the
at the-
fuckface Fertha.
Yeah, well, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, testament to the actor because he's doing a good job.
Yeah, real good job.
Being a douche. I hope he's acting.
If not, good for him, I guess.
Maybe
right?
not. I mean, it's worked out so far, so maybe he's got a leg up on us. Yeah, I love their dynamic so much. I love the real dynamic between the kid and the family, and you can tell this is a fractured family for obvious reasons. And you know, like I was saying, that she's trying to put on too much onto her shoulders and not able to really be everything that she wants, because ultimately you have to pretend to be the great doting mother, the great doting wife, in order to really pull off what she's trying to pull off, which is a coup. Like,
Yeah.
you can't dress it up. This is not a rebellion. This is a straight up coup that she's starting. And to get past go with a coup, you have to be able to trust the people closest to you. And she clearly can't trust her husband, and her daughter's turning against her now because probably she doesn't really fully understand what's going on. She just notices the discord or the absence that her mother is in her life, which almost kind of makes me feel sorry for the kid a little bit, but there's bigger problems in the world here, people.
Right.
Yeah, so like the ISB, Blevin is it Blevin? No, Blevin's the dude. Who's the girl? Miro and her assistant Hirt. So they're pretty much like at the end of their ropes. They're like, well, we don't know how we can figure out what the hell's going on, but we know that it's so, like, all of these thefts of Imperial tech are so random that there must be order to it, because
they
it's
can't
so
be
random.
random. Yeah. Which, I mean, it fucking makes sense. It's all very specific gear just from random parts.
Yeah. And this is where I'm a little bit torn on this series at this moment, because we're jumped into this imperial industrial machine that has just locked down the galaxy, it seems like. I don't know when that could have happened. Like, at what point was it? At the tail end of the Clone Wars, where the Empire just like seized everything, and so they just control everyone so well? Like, the ISB had to be created after Episode 3 ever happened, which was after the Clone Wars, but that's when this is, right?
Yeah.
So, like, how did they gain so much power and such a grip on the galaxy so quickly? Like, institutionally, I mean.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's just like, it went from like fighting
it
against separatists to Empire controls everything.
Well, I mean, this had to be like an established thing that was already there, and then just expanded upon. I mean, that's how we saw it with the offers and shit, with the stormtroopers. So it just goes, logic would say that this was already an established bureau before the fall of the Republic.
Right.
But I don't know.
I'd be interested to get some sort of insight into that. If there could be like a novella or, I don't know, a source book or something that just gives us a little bit of...
Yeah, I could definitely get behind a fucking ISB specific book.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it could be a spy thriller like this, I mean, it would be so, it would be like Seven, except instead of a fucking serial killer, it would just be fucking the rebels. That would be dope.
That. I want Seven, but in Star Wars.
Oh, dude, that'd be so good.
That'd be fantastic.
I mean, arguably that is Saw Gerrera. Let's get a better picture of his life.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the partisans were pretty fucking brutal. They didn't give a fuck about murdering people, which is, that's pretty raw.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. So Rail anxiously awaits for transmissions from Cassian's rebel team. You can see the stress on this dude's face when he's just like hovering at the radio, knowing it's still hours away before this thing takes off. But he's like, I told Cassian too much. If he gets caught, maybe he reveals me. Like, I am on a limb, and I feel like it's gonna break any second.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. That's for damn sure.
What do you think the relationship is he has with his assistant? Like, she was great.
I don't know. That's hard because it definitely does seem like like it could potentially be a romantic relationship, or it could also just be like she fucking is in charge, and he thinks he's in charge.
I can't really put my finger on it. Like, I really do feel like there is something there, but then that can just be a development of working together for a long time. So
yeah,
she's definitely in on the cause.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it seems like to me. But yeah, he's like every man ever. You know, you're always a little bit self-conscious about the choices that you're making. Every human ever, really. It's self-conscious about the choices you make. You need affirmation from someone else to say, no, you're doing the right thing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. You need to calm the fuck down and put the radio down, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
you want to be helpful, go clean the coins, damn it.
Yeah. Like, go fucking polish the goddamn brass. Like, I kind of felt like this would be like a moment in The Shining if Jack ever went over to Wendy and they're like, just put the fucking radio down, okay? Like, we're going to be okay if he wasn't insane. Yeah. Like, just simmer down now. Like, we're going to be all right. That's what she did to him. And it was needed, and it added a sense of humanity and frailty to him, because up till now, he just seems like he's in total control of everything. And what I love about this so much is that, yes, we're seeing people in heroic positions doing things against their arguably self-interest in the immediate sense, but the greater good in the greater sense, but ultimately that they are just humans, and they're frail, and they're self-conscious, and they're unsure, and they're, you know, they make up reasons and excuses why they're doing things. But ultimately, they're just sort of taking it at a whim of like, I feel like this is probably the best thing for me in the moment, but I'm not really sure, and I could end up with my head on a pike. Ugh, so good. Ugh, goddamn. When this ended, I screamed.
Right? That's where they're getting you with this fucking series. Is it's not like the last one. Like with Obi-Wan, there was a very clear arc. It was a gradual start and a gradual finish. With this, it's just like abrupt start, abrupt finish, and you're like, fuck, I got another week.
Yeah. Ugh. I mean, it's must-see TV. It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it so much. Yeah, just screaming about how much I want to see this goddamn infiltration. Like, it's so close. It's right there.
Right.
It's killing me.
Do we have an episode count on this?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Let's see what the intertubes say really quick, because it's just a click away. Yeah. The internet is saying 12 episodes.
That seems like a lot.
It is a lot, and it's great.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm arguing. It's just, it seems, well, I guess, you know, this might be the mid-season point is the heist.
Okay, whoa. See, I didn't think about that until you just said it. What the hell is this last half going to be?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Like, if this whole first half is just the heist, what the hell's going to happen after? Like, fuck. Like, we haven't seen Saw Gerrera. We know he's going to be in it.
Yeah. So
maybe it's, like, falling further into... I wonder if Cassian ends up, like, hooking up with the partisans for a while, and there starts to be some discord between the partisans, Saw Gerrera's formation, and Mon Mothma's, the rebellion group. And we get to see that conflict sort of break apart the rebellion.
God, I hope so. That'd be so good.
That's going to be great to fucking watch. I can't wait. What was your favorite moment of this episode?
I hate to admit it, but the moment where Homeboy's mom is pouring milk in his cereal. Because that was just like the most degrading fucking thing that could have happened to that guy. Like, that's worse than like spitting on him and then kicking him down. Like, that's just like, oh, do you got any prospects? Glub, 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 glub. Just to see someone so dehumanized is so beautiful.
By his own mama. Oh my gosh. So has your opinion changed, or where do you think he's going to end up? Is he going to end up like working with that ISB unit trying to search for Andor, or is he going to end up as part of the rebellion?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't see him going ISB just because they think he's a bumbling idiot. Although that could be where Blondie comes in. I'm saying
That's
I
what I
don't remember
think.
what the fuck her name is. Because I mean, then he's like the missing piece. So I don't know.
Miro.
Miro, yeah.
Yeah.
I suck with names.
I think Deidre Miro is ultimately. I just looked at the notes. That's how I know. I think Deidre is ultimately, she's like sort of hands in the air. She doesn't know where to go next.
Mm,
He's the next logical place to go.
yeah.
So I do think that she's going to reach out to him, and they're going to end up working together at this point. If he didn't go down to home to his mama, and he was just sort of like on Skid Row, I would argue that, well, he's probably going to end up with the rebellion.
Mm.
But the fact that he has somewhere to land, somewhere for someone to hunt him down, I feel like he's going to go work with Miro.
I hope so. That'd be fun.
I ultimately, I don't know. What do you want to see? Do you just want to see him lose? Do you want to see him hurt? Like, how do you want to see his storyline end?
I mean, yeah, because I'm an asshole. It's like he's like the perfect bad because he's real.
Yeah.
Like he is one of those people, just like Sid Haig would constantly say, like if you're gonna be a bad guy, you have to believe that you're right, and he doesn't know where he fucked up. I mean, he knows the events that put him where he was, but he was doing his job. He was doing what he was supposed to keep his system independent, and shit the bed, and it just keeps progressively getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to end well for him.
I hope not.
He's destined to go down in flames, I think. Ultimately, I do think it's going to be a standoff between him and Andor. Andor's going to be like, who the fuck are you again? And he's going to be like, you led me to ruin. And I think Andor's just going to put him down.
Yeah.
Like a dog. Like, because that's just his fucking how he rolls. My favorite moment was just the dynamic of this rebel cell and how they all are doing this for completely different reasons. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining live, by the way. You think Luthen is a Jedi? I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
I would love to see that, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's such a stretch. Like, how could he be in such a high-profile position of acquiring items? He clearly has 2 holocrons. As well as some Indiana Jones stuff, but like he clearly, and those were those stones. Like we got a better view of those in this episode, and those are definitely the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom stones on his shelf. But like he's too open, he's too out there. Like if he was a Jedi, he'd be fucking caught quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, that's the whole purpose of the Inquisitory is to find all these motherfuckers, and any Jedi that survived hid well.
Okay, hold on. This would drive me nuts, but I want to put it out there. What if Reva shows up and fucks him up? Like kills him as like a season finale thing.
Yeah, I'd be so pissed.
Like
they sort of almost kind of maybe ish redeemed her. Like I don't completely hate that character, but I don't want to see her again.
Yeah, I had my fill. I feel like they're gonna do a second season though, and she's gonna be back.
Ah, God, I hope not.
I mean, they're doing the second season of Boba Fett. There's no fucking reason for it.
No, there is no goddamn, unless it's like 6 episodes of him just snorting lizards. I have nothing to do with it.
I would totally watch that 100%. I would try to find a lizard to snort while I'm watching it because it'd be dope as fuck. Least favorite moment?
I didn't have one, to be honest.
I didn't either. Like, I really didn't.
It's just, it's such a breath of fresh air because it's different from what we usually get, and I can't think of a single thing to hate, because even the characters that I hate in this, I hate them because I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's perfect.
Yeah. That means they did a good job with the script writing, with the direction, and with the acting, which is all you can ask for. It was so goddamn good. watching Star Wars, everyone loves it for different reasons. Mine was I love Jedi. I loved Luke Skywalker going from a position of being a nobody to the Grand Master Jedi in the galaxy, the most powerful being of all Jedi. I just love that. And so I love lightsaber duels. I love the fucking Force. I love seeing that. I don't miss it at all in this.
No.
Like, at all. Like, I'm 100%, this is still a Star Wars story, and I don't miss any of the things that I love so desperately about Star Wars, which I think is a testament to it being genuinely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. So the Kyber crystal was his saber, which is now hidden at the walking cane. Yeah, I just don't see. I understand what you're saying, Chris. I don't see it.
Yeah, but it's also not that big of a stretch that a fucking dealer or an arts dealer that has holocrons, that has like all these archaic things. Like he had shit from the fucking Celestials. It's not that big of a stretch that he has a random Kyber crystal from the Dawn of the Jedi. Like it's really not that big of a stretch.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And I stand by, I don't think he is, just for the single fact that this is still the era of the Inquisitori and all that shit, and they would have found him and they would have fucking got him.
On Coruscant. Like, I think he's on Coruscant, right?
Yeah, he's on Coruscant.
Like, that's too close. You know? I mean, you can make the argument hiding in plain sight, but I don't buy it.
It's different, though, when you're a Force wielder. Like, it's, you're going to get caught at some point.
Yeah. What do you guys want? Who do you want to survive besides Andor in this heist?
No one.
I want that believer kid who's writing his manifesto to survive.
I don't, though, because
I feel like he's going to die. But
he's going to die. He has to die, because that's probably what is going to bite Cassian in the ass, to be like, that's really the only person he's gotten kind of close to and really talked to and just like had any sort of relationship with. So I think that's going to be his push to actually join the rebellion.
Oh shit. He's going to have to eye contact, watch him die.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a cliffhanger moment.
I was just going to say, it's going to be a fucking cliffhanger moment. Or more traumatically, in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
I was going there too, God damn it. Yes. Holding the little monkey finger. No.
It was a monkey, it was a raccoon he was saving.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah. It's been a while. But still. Yes. Pet Detective moment over fucking Stallone for sure.
Yeah.
What's your hopes for this next episode? Like what?
I just want the heist, man.
Yes.
I'm so fucking ready for it. And I'm really excited to see what happens after.
If we're at the halfway mark and this heist is the halfway mark, they got some shit to like. It has to, story arc wise, you have to end on a high note, like tension and excitement. We've been building to this point. So if this isn't the big season ending moment, what the fuck do they have in store? Right. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I love this show. I got to be honest, we're all collectively watching a bazillion shows. This is an amazing time for streaming content right now. Arguably the best year we've had in the last 5 years of streaming content.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's two shows that are standouts for me personally. There's House of the Dragon, which I think is an amazing series, and Andor. These two shows are above and beyond. Like, there's other shows I love, like the Great British Baking Show, but this show I would stop watching everything else for. It's just that good.
Yeah, I mean, I spent fucking 7 hours in an airport yesterday, and it took every ounce of self-control to not watch it the second I walked in the door. Before showering or changing or playing with my animals. It was it was tough to wait until today to watch it. Let me tell you that.
Well, that's all I got. I think we covered. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, we definitely got it.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, Chris. It's great to see you, man. And for anyone else watching this after the fact, let us know what you thought about this episode. Was it just a boring filler episode setting up greater events, or did you really appreciate the character drama and development that this episode honestly was really all about? Let us know in the comments below. And until the Infernal Brotherhood convenes again, my fellow scruffy looking Nerf Herders, may the force be with you.
Give them the stone. You can kill each other later.
They probably will.
Or make out.
Or make hot love.
I am really unaffected. There's a lot of shit.
I'd watch it. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, whatever.
I won't look away.
It'd be